Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Sky High Info. In today's video, I will tell you about the Task-1 Academic. In Task-1 Academic, there are different type of topics like pie chart, graph, and diagrams, flow chart. So, in today's video, I will discuss about the flow chart and the process in which a diagram is given to you and you have to describe it. I will be explaining you an example in which a diagram is given for the recycling of glass bottle. This will help you in formation of different sentences and it can also help you in the process chart also. So moving towards our question, what is the question? The diagrams below shows the process involved in recycling of glass bottle. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. So if you have looked at the diagram, you can see there are various steps involved in recycling of glass bottle. These steps are collecting glass bottles, transport to factory, remove cap, wash, crush, melt glass at 400 degrees Celsius, give new shape, add cap and send to the sellers. When we start writing our report, you have to keep few things in your mind. First and the very important thing is, whenever you start your heading, remember the heading means what you are going to write in your below paragraphs. So from the first line, the examiner should know did you understand the question? Do you know what you are going to write? So my first line for this type of question will be, the process shows how glass bottles are recycled. Remember, in your exam, you just have to write one sentence. I am writing these sentences just for the practice. So second sentence can be made in the similar way. The illustration shows the method for recycling glass bottles. The new word is illustration. Make more and more use of vocab. The more you use vocab, the more you gain band. The illustration shows the steps involved in recycling glass bottle. So all these three sentences means a single thing. What is that? You're going to write about a glass recycling, bottle recycling process. So examiner is clear by your first sentence. In the next, what you are going to write in the next? See, as we can see from the diagram, the first step is collection of glass bottles. So the starting is collecting glass bottle. So we can all write to begin with, or firstly, to initiate, at the initial stage, because it is the beginning, it is the first stage. To begin with, glass bottles are collected. It can be also written, you always have to remember the tense. If you are writing your task in a present tense, then your whole task should be in the present. So you have to keep this in mind. Whichever tense you are using, use that tense throughout your task. So bottles are collected, has to be collected, have to be collected, must be collected. Okay. The second, what we can write? Firstly, we must collect glass bottles. A simple sentence. Okay. What we are going to do after collecting the bottles? Transport to the factory. Okay. Then the bottles have to be sent. Where they are sent? To the factory. They are sent to a factory. Then what happens? Remove cap. After that, the caps are removed from the bottles. After removing the cap, the next procedure is wash. So after removing the caps, bottles are washed. Having removed the caps, bottles are washed. After removing caps from bottles, they are washed. Once the caps are removed, the bottles are washed. Or it can be written, once the caps are removed from the bottles, they are washed. they are washed. Or before crushing. Now in the above two steps I was joining the removal of cap. In the last step I am joining the further step, that is crush. So I am writing before crushing the bottles they have to be washed. Okay, in the next stage, after crushing, it undergoes into the melting stage at 400 degrees Celsius as it is given in the question. So after that the crushed glass undergoes melting at 400 degrees Celsius. If you have mentioned the crushing with the wash procedure, then you can write the melting in the separate sentence. That can be the glass is melted at 400 degrees Celsius in the next stage or step. So to bring more variation in your words, you can also do one thing, that count all the steps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we are on the 7th step. We are going to write about the 7th step. The 7th step is about giving new shape. So we can also write in this way, that at the 7th stage the bottles take new shape. Okay. After that, add cap. At the penultimate stage, caps are fitted at this stage. Instead of penultimate, you can also write second last, but the second last is very common, so you can write penultimate, which also means second last from the end. Finally, the new bottles are sent to the sellers. You can also write eventually, in the end the new bottles are sent to the sellers. How to end your task? It is very important because it is like a beginning. When you begin, it gives a first impression of your writing. So it's very important for you to keep your impression throughout your task. So at the end, if somehow you have made some of the small silly mistakes, it can be neglected if you have written a wonderful ending. So the ending can be, overall, glass bottle recycling is a linear and straightforward process. As it is a simple and it is a straightforward process, it involves 9 distinct stages. You can be sure you count the stages before writing. The process commences, which means commences with collecting glass bottles and culminates at end, climax it by sending to the sellers. All the steps are indispensable, which means all steps are very important. So this was the end of your task 1. I am sure you have learned many things in today's task. If you are watching my video for the first time, don't forget to follow my channel and click on the bell icon so you can get my latest videos. Thanks for watching.